Hello, and welcome to the Love Your Work Life podcast. I'm your host, Elissa Shuck. Whether you're going for that next promotion, looking for a job, or making a career pivot, I'll teach you how to navigate it all so you can have the career you want. This is Love Your Work Life, episode 139. Now, even though I am recording this the first week of 2024, I want to propose that this topic is actually relevant every single day of the year. I'm calling it New Year, New Narrative, because I don't actually think that you need a new you. Most of the time, all we need is a new narrative. We just need a new story that we're telling ourselves, a new story about our past, the story about our present, and the story about our future. And every single day is a new start. Every single day is the first day of the next 365 days. How many days there are in a year? But anyway, you know where I'm going with this. It's so cool that every day can be a new start. But I understand that especially at the beginning of a new year, and maybe second to that is your birthday, is like your next year on the planet. It's natural to start to think of things like, okay, what do I want from here? Where am I going? What do I want to change? And it's important because you're good just as you are, my friends. You don't need a new you. You are worthy. You actually have everything you need inside you right now to fill in that blank. Whatever you desire, whatever you want. I truly believe that. And I also believe that when you feel worthy, and by worthy, I don't mean kind of a pumped up, arrogant kind of thing. I kind of think of worthy as feeling satisfied with who you are. Once you tap into satisfaction, it's much easier to get into inspired action. Narrative is the story you're telling yourself. We all have them. And some of them we're aware of, and some of them we're not aware of. It's the habits of thought. It's the negativity. Oftentimes it's running around as a background story that prevents you from doing the things that you want to do, from talking you out of the things that you want to try and experiment with. You don't know if they're going to succeed or fail. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you are putting yourself out there, because once you desire it, the ideas and the actions and the resources and all of the things that you need to accomplish it will be the things that your awareness will awaken to. So I'm going to run through some concepts here that I really, truly believe will help you take control of that narrative. And the first one I'm calling detective work and decisions. Are you responding in ways that don't serve you? Imagine the most natural human state you could be in was joy and satisfaction. I touched on satisfaction a moment ago. I also think of it like little babies, right? When you see an infant, they're just aware. They're just curious. They're taking it all in. They're not judging whether it's good or bad. That happens later in our institutionalized education system, and when voices start accumulating inside their unconscious, that's when judgment starts. But initially, that state is joy, satisfaction, curiosity. Anything outside of that isn't really you? What if that was the truth? There's something happening in the story you're telling yourself about it. And here's the cool thing. You get to decide. It's your own perception of what's happening around you that will be happening by default or happening quite intentionally. What is moving you out of this natural state of satisfaction and joy and curiosity? We all have a choice to stay in this natural state or to let our brains wander and take us into the unnatural state. What if you decided that the good feelings are your most natural, meant to be states? Let's take that in for a second. I mentioned joy, satisfaction, and curiosity, but what about happiness? What about excitement? Everything that feels good is actually you being as close to who you really are versus the negativity, the frustration, the anger, the discouragement. The cycle of detecting where things are going sideways happens when you're paying attention to your feelings. The narrative you're telling yourself, and then making the conscious decision to get back to your natural state and repeat that over and over again, or to let yourself wander off into states that don't serve you. And what do you do once you've detected this? Once you've used your feelings as sort of a compass, sort of a lighthouse, if you will, a guide for whether or not you're kind of in your best state, you will find that you'll be more aware of it. It'll be something that you can practice. It'll be something that you in the moment can just manage and realize, oh, wait a minute, I don't feel so great. I must be off track somewhere. Let's get back on track. And here's why I want you to do that. Because having your own back in any circumstance, including those inner conversations that you're having with yourself, is so important. This is you choosing you in the present moment. This is you choosing you in the story you're telling yourself about the past year or the day or anything. Having your own back also means paying attention to what you're telling yourself about your future. Having your own back means you're protecting yourself for that future. You are making it possible because you're not judging your desires and you're not downplaying your value and preventing yourself from going for it. I recently rewatched The Last Dance. It was one of Michael Jordan's teammates said that one of the things that they realized about Michael was that he was always in the present moment. That when he was asked about, do you worry about your shots? Do you worry about if you're going to make it? His response was, why would I think about a shot I haven't taken yet? I love that. The present moment can be anything you want it to be. That's the coolest thing about it. The present tense is the way to think about all your dreams, goals, and desires. Our brains do not know the difference between physical reality and something we vividly imagine. So there's all these athletes out there vividly imagining the free throw, the putt, the touchdown, whatever it is. We can do the same thing. We can put a lot of thought and imagination and vividness in to what we want our future to be. First of all, it feels great, right? That's that good feeling. As long as we stick with that, we've already achieved it versus the how we're going to get there. That's the key. The how is going to come. Little kiddos do not know how to walk until they actually do. When you bring your desires into the present moment by writing them in first person narratives as if it's already happened, you are releasing your brain of judgment and how, because just like anything else you've ever achieved in your life, it's already happened. And you're not thinking back about all the struggle and the impossibilities of it. You're just in a moment of appreciation because it's happened. This can be a great tool for putting yourself in a state where you can think more creatively. Because if you've already accomplished it, then you already know how. So if you write things down as if you've already accomplished it, well, then the how starts happening naturally. A great way to write down your visions, your ideas for your future in the present tense is to start with, I am so happy and satisfied now that I have a great new job in a company that appreciates me. I'm able to use my gifts and skills in a new way. Now, I'm not being super duper specific here, but you can because you know what it is you want. Forget about the how. We don't know how to do anything till it's done. The how will unfold as you focus on the narrative in the present because your brain goes to work, figuring it out, inspiring you to action, inspiring you to the investments that you need to make in yourself, the people who are in your world who can help, those interesting connections. Now, the next thing is write a new old narrative. I love this. You can just pick small phrases. One of my favorites of all time is, things are always working out for me. I always figure it out. Everything I want is available to me. Those little thoughts that you're capturing are the words and phrases that are going to keep you moving forward. Because if you think about it, things have always worked out for you. Look for the evidence of it in your past. That's the best way to leverage your past, is by looking for the things that worked, looking for the ways that you were resilient and resourceful and got it done no matter what obstacles you were facing. My friends, the narrative is in your control. You have the opportunity to change your story, to rewrite the past in a way that empowers you instead of defeats you or discourages you. We've all had struggles and challenges. I know that. But choosing to focus on those doesn't actually help you. It just keeps you stuck repeating the same old patterns. And even if you're not sure that writing this stuff down in the present tense and working on your positive mental attitude, paying attention to your thoughts, being positive, picking and choosing thoughts that help you feel better, it can't do you any harm the way focusing on the defeats and the pain and the discouragement and the injustices will do to you. All right, my friends, you don't need a new you. All you need in this new year and every new day is a narrative that is empowering and full of possibility. That is my wish for you. All right, we'll talk about this again soon. You know that. And in the meantime, I definitely want you to check out the new things that I am offering this year. I'm continuing to help people get out of those toxic environments, how to be successful in a toxic environment. And new, of course, I've been talking about it, is Strategic Leadership Lab. I am so excited about this because many leaders are finding that their organizations are not supporting them in the way they want. But when you're a middle manager and you love your team and you really know that you're capable of more and they're capable of more, you need to have the support to elevate, to do all the things that you imagine you can do. And you get to invest in yourself. And that's exactly what we do in Strategic Leadership Lab. We're partners, and we go through all of the stuff that you're managing and dealing with, whether that's stuff in your team or managing your manager. And we figure it all out so that you can thrive in that middle management role. I can't wait to meet up with you one-on-one in Strategic Leadership Lab. Or if you're making a career pivot, you're just ready for something new in your career, give yourself a promotion, whatever that looks like, then of course we can do that too. Thanks, my friends. I'll see you there. If you like listening to this podcast, I invite you to visit my website at elissashuck-careercoach.com. On the site, you're going to find out everything you need to know about working with me on your career move, developing your leadership skills, as well as my courses, Job Search Field Guide, and The Art of Stellar Interviews. I look forward to meeting you soon. Take care.